These are the moments that I unload my brain and then fill it back up with nothing but positivity and motivating and inspiring content.
This part of my town that I didn't know existed, cornfields, brings me back to my quaint little town, Franklin, Illinois, that I grew up in. All these corn and nature. It's quiet, few runners going by. But I always love to take this opportunity as I'm on a path, whether it be cement, gravel. There's always different texture underneath my feet, just like life, really. But I always like to take this opportunity to kind of clear my head, because when I get out here and I clear my head and I'm out of my environment, amazing things come to my head, good ideas, better healthy conversation. Definitely everybody needs to get out and find a place to go unload the brain. But when I come out here, one of my biggest things, as you guys know, from writing my book, The Turning Point of Turning 40 and crazy things happening in life and going through divorce and starting over, I've had to, and I always try to check myself physically, mentally, spiritually. And for me, it's, every so often going, all right, well, where am I right now? If I were to be truthful and honest with myself, where am I right now? What path am I on? Is the path that I'm on, the one that is going to make me better every single day, healthier every single day? And can you answer it truthfully? And I do, because if I'm not truthful with myself, I guess the whole point of being honest and being truthful about where you're at is because I think we all understand that the environment we surround ourselves with and that we've created, the people we hang out with, the conversation more than anything that we have with ourselves is truly defining us. And it truly becomes our identity, whether we want to own that or not. I have the amazing pleasure on a daily basis meeting people from all walks of life, right? And that's why I always ask my clients, and I'm always asking people, well, who do you listen to? It's on their health questionnaire. Do you listen to motivational speakers? Do you journal? Why, if you don't? And I never get an answer. It's kind of interesting, and I think people, I know for a fact when I have conversation with people, they're like, well, I don't have time. Why don't you journal? Well, I don't have time. I don't know what to write. How do you not have time? You're sitting in your car listening to, mindless music, or you're at home and got the mindless TV on. I don't know. I started doing it years ago. I wouldn't have it any other way. It has helped in my self-development, and I will continue to develop and grow till the day I die. And I wanted to ask you guys, because I am listening to Tony Robbins, and the piece that he's talking about right now is, if you were to write your truth, what would it look like? If you were to stand still and go, okay, well, who am I? Where am I? And am I happy in that place? And there are a lot of you guys who will tell me that in the physical sense, you are in the greatest shape ever. Maybe financially, you've got a shit ton of money in the bank. At work, you're high on the ladder. And I think that is all fantastic. Then there's some that are struggling, trying to make a buck, 2 and 3 jobs, single mom, single dad, some that are coming out of school, just floating through life right now and not knowing at all where they want to be or what they want to do. And guys, all of it is valid. All of it is valid. But what has helped me over these last 10 years, this last decade, is taking time every once in a while and reflecting on that. And the biggest thing I had to do was own my shit. Good, bad, indifferent, ugly, pretty. You got to own it. If you don't own where you're at, if you don't own the place and the position you're in, you're going to have a hard time getting further. And that goes for you guys that said and say to yourselves that you're successful and you're the best you can ever be. That's not true. It doesn't end right there, right? You can become better, stronger, healthier, wealthier as you continue to keep an open mind, right? I'm learning that. Learned that the hard way. Damn, if I wish I didn't start listening to all these people and surrounded myself back in my late teens and early 20s with these amazing mentors and entrepreneurs and just friends that have woken up a part of me that I had shut down based off of negative self-talk all these years that, I was too dumb, I didn't go to college, I didn't come from a wealthy family, I don't make enough money, blah, blah, blah. Who's been there with me, right? It's not pretty, but you get very comfortable and content with it. And that's all you think you're worth. So I guess my conversation today is, if you were to write your story right now, what would it look like? What would it sound like? And would it be coming from here, the truth, your heart and soul? My members and everybody who's around me knows that I love a good story, and I love a truthful story. And that's really why the push on my book. And like I said, it's a short book, and it just gives a very, very, the foundation of what I started doing 10 years ago. I felt the need to get my story out there. There was a need because, unfortunately, the more people I was coming in contact with, the more that were struggling in circumstances that I was. And if I could get my head out of my ass, and if I could move out of that place and decided to delete the ugliness and the drama from my life, which included people, places, and things, that if I could do that and get myself and my standards up here, then if I could do it, shit, anybody could do it, right? So that's my story, and I'm sticking with it.